What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sketch Day Live. How you doing? Happy, at least in the United States, it's 4th of July weekend. I hope you can be happy under the circumstances of how crazy life seems to be now, but hope you have a good weekend. If you're watching on Instagram and you want to participate, head on over to youtube.com. Oh, what's up? AK Ninja. I'm still gonna call you AK Ninja as long as I remember. Tina, hello. Is that a dab emoji? That's pretty cool. So yeah, if you want to participate in chat, head over to youtube.com/sketchaday.com. That's where I'm gonna be paying attention to. I am broadcasting on both, however. So yes, if you want to participate, that's where you'll be. What's up, Lori? Thank you. I felt like wearing a little color today, which I don't normally do. I guess Pride Month is over, but it's all good. Starting out, just warming up like we always do. Super important. Sketch fast. Sketch clean. Maintain the energy. Okay, so yesterday we had some questions. I believe it was Rohan. Asked about shoes. I've done a lot of shoe demos on the channel, but I'm going to do one today. And I think I'm going to do something architectural. So thank you, Nitin. Hello. Thank you for joining. All right, let's do... This might be a little hard, actually. I like to mix up the warm-ups, try different things sometimes. So I'm going to try and draw circles touching these lines. So instead of ellipses, I'm going to try and do some circles here. Just to warm up. How's your week been so far? Any exciting things happening for you guys? In your corner of the world, perhaps? And then I'll reuse this side. A futuristic motorcycle. I'll consider it depending on time, but it sounds like something I may have to get to tomorrow. Futuristic's one of those like weird adjectives that doesn't have a lot of meaning. So if you have specifics, do let me know. If it's your first time joining, hit subscribe, turn on alerts. That way you won't miss when I go live. Thanks for being here. I know you guys could be doing a lot of things on this Thursday morning. Actually, I'm going to be doing another stream after this one. So this is kind of my warm-up stream. I'm going to be teaching kids how to draw. So that should be fun. We're actually going to draw a house today. Show them a little bit about perspective. What's up, Andrew? You riding some death rockets? Is that what's happening? Hello, Tom. Andrew, aren't you supposed to be working? Just kidding. Alright, fine. Since Andrew joined, Andrew's a friend of mine, maybe I'll do a motorcycle. Alright. I actually did one the other day. A few weeks back. So let's start with just a quick shoe sketch of some sort. I'll show you the technical side. Some of you have probably seen this before, how I like to lay this out. But when you think about a foot in a shoe, I'm basically thinking about 3 planes, kind of like this, right? So as I sketch this out, you can kind of do that. 1, 2, 3, if you will, depending on your shoe and what's happening. Get a nice center line in here. Okay. Maybe I'll move this back actually. Alright, so let's move that back. So I have kind of my 3 planes. Oops. Sorry guys. You were looking at my face this whole time. YouTubers. Alright, there we go. So Did I hit record? I did not. Okay, perfect. Let's start over. So now I'm recording. All right. So I'm thinking of a shoe. I'm thinking of 3 planes, kind of like this. All right. Because that's going to form the bottom of your shoe. And then you can build the top of your shoe on top of that. So that's what I'm kind of going for. So in perspective, I'll start with some planes. We divide those planes, get our center line. Pretty close. My mail is blowing up. Let me close this here. All right. So now I can start by drawing some shapes like this. Maybe an ellipse toward the back. Like so, little curve. All right, now I have the bed of my shoe. I can drop down. And this is a very stiff drawing, but it will give you an idea of how to approach drawing a shoe. All right, just as a framework. And now, at these points, I can place planes, either at angles that are appropriate for your design, or whatever makes sense for your cross section. Essentially, cutting that shoe like a laser knife, if you will. So we can throw some cross sections down, depending on the shape of your shoe. That's going to look a certain way. I'm not going to calculate all the cross sections and everything today, guys, but know that if you have an idea of what these sections look like, it'll give you a chance to kind of figure out your design. Right, there's my center line going down to the front of the shoe, and now I can connect all these lines. Now, like I said, it kind of leads to a very stiff, or at least what I would consider to be stiff drawing. This is just all straight lines. I don't know why I'm actually doing this on marker paper, but in any case, I can take this now. And for you guys on Instagram, you're probably getting cut off and you can't see the whole sketch, so I strongly recommend, if you want to get the full picture, head on over to the YouTube. That's where you'll see the full drawing. All right. Hello, Svetlana. Yeah, sorry about that, Tom. I forgot to switch cameras. All right, so like I said, kind of leads to a more stiff drawing. So what I'm going to do here now, just kind of loosened up, but use this as an underlay. All right, perhaps get a little bit more expressive with the shapes. And I'll just do a simple trainer for you guys. All right, so hopefully you can kind of see how I'm using that underlay here. Let's get some treads. Treads on our tooling or outsole, like so. All right, there's my center line, tongue of the shoe. So using that as my underlay. And then now that I have the form, I can kind of divide that and start working with, okay, if I were actually designing some shoe, what would that look like? Like I said, maybe just a simple trainer. Let me know if you can hear me okay, by the way. I moved the mic back just a little bit, so... just so I could get it out of frame a bit more. Alright, so something like that, little loop here on the back. help you get your shoe on. Maybe a secondary layer for the tongue and eye stay. So yeah, just a simple trainer here, guys, and hopefully you kind of see the technique of form, divide, beautify, where we kind of figured out the form first. Divided it, and now I can add those details and finish it up. So hopefully this answers your question, Rohan. I think you actually wanted me to do a shoe in the front view, but you could actually take the same technique, approach, and use that if you're making a... I'll just make this a Nike. Nike's got a great logo, I will say. I don't love Nike shoes, but they do have a logo that works really nicely on shoes. Just makes them look fast instantly. Or maybe this is some giant air bubble thing that actually attaches to the upper as well, which I don't know if you could actually do. There's probably shoe guys screaming at me right now. You can't do that! But who knows, whatever. Thanks for joining Sketch-A-Day Live today. Hope you guys are doing well. It's gonna be a busy day for me. Kind of dreading it a little bit. Alright, so up next I'm going to do a quick futuristic motorcycle thing. Whatever that looks like. And then I'll finish up the stream with some architecture. I'll throw just some quick color on this guy, but mostly focusing on lines here. Maybe some pen shading for texture. So I just want to point out, I know some of you have heard this before, but when I draw, I try to hold my pen very lightly as I'm drawing. Just kind of helps with, I think, the looseness of the sketch. Draw with your shoulder as much as you're able. Alright, so there's our underlay. There's our overlay. If you want to know, Lori says make it pink and yellow. Okay. Wrong mouse. If you want to know the stuff I use, you can use this link, and that'll tell you all about the pens that I use. If you want to chat, head on over to, I'm just going to add another sketch here just to finish out the page. Just a sketch of this shoe. Anyhow, if you want to chat, head on over to youtube.com/sketchaday.com. Alright, that's where you want to be. Alright, so just a secondary sketch to kind of finish this out. Maybe a little shadow here. Okay, you can shade that in with pen as well. This is just called a motor stroke or hatching. Now, to be clear, I'm not doing this with the stroke. It's more like this. Deliberate. Okay. This tends to get a little messy. Sometimes I'll do it, but this is kind of where I want to be. All right, so that's what I'm doing. All right, where was I? Oh, shadow. So fresh stroke with each line. I am using my wrist. Most of the time I do use my shoulder and elbow, but I'm just using my wrist here. I guess wrist and elbow a little bit. But because the distance is so short, I feel comfortable doing that. It's good to see Lori here. Let's see, is Latrice here today? We've got Tom. Just want to give a shout out to the patrons as always. Thank you for the support. Much love to you. Much appreciated. It means a lot for me. So I hope you know that, understand, and recognize that I do appreciate it. Alright, so maybe some auxiliary drawing in the background there, just to kind of help out. Yeah, I have no idea what you Instagrammers can see. I guess there it is as one page. Anyhow, so there's my shoe. Still feels a little bit stiff. Like, I feel like I need to kind of loosen this up a little bit. I'm gonna do something weird here. I'm actually flipping the page so I can evaluate and see where my perspective or design might want to change. I think I need more meat in the back, for example, right here. And then maybe opening up the throat of the shoe a little bit. But it's not going to make a difference on the front here, except for the back I can tweak just a little bit with this line. So I'm going to bump this out. And Lori requested pink and yellow, so let's do that. Lori's a patron, so I'm going to listen to her a little bit. All right, Yoda, peace out. Thanks for popping in. Anyways, I feel like I do a lot of pink and yellow shoes. These are some cheap markers. They're called Biannuo markers, in case you're wondering. Pink and yellow, she says. Maybe I'll do gray as well. All right, so little technique here as I'm shading the support or whatever cushioning system is just focusing on the shadow core, leaving a little bit of a white spot there to suggest that light's hitting it. Okay, so just a little technique for you guys. Let's bring the yellow down into this portion as well. I'm gonna do pink for the sock liner inside, and maybe just this secondary lining around the tongue. All right, and then let's do some speckle for the outsole, or midsole I should say. So I'm just going to wash this with a light gray to start. The upper, I'll do a light gray as well. And then the laces, I don't know what to do with the laces yet. But yeah, maybe just some sort of speckle in here. And of course we have different tones. So I have 2 gray markers that I'm using here for this speckle. I might whip out some pencil as well. Alright, how about we make the toe of the shoe here just a nice dark gray. And our outsole. I feel like I need more pink on this though, just to balance it out. Kind of a crazy shoe. Anyhow, thanks again for joining. Thanks for the suggestions and topics. Good things come to those who wait. I won't always get to your suggestions every day, but I do appreciate them. I did ask yesterday, and I would love to do this tomorrow. If you have a sketch you want me to redo, shoot me an email. Spencer@sketchaday.com. I didn't get any. So if I don't get any, I'll just do something, whatever I want to do. But I thought it'd be fun to re-sketch some of your sketches. Maybe show you a different style or way to approach things. Give you a little bit of a feedback critique. So hit me up if you want to do that. If you don't want to do that, that's cool too though. So this pencil is a way for me to kind of just lay down some flat markers so I'm not having to worry too much about placement of everything. Trying to think of what color to make the laces. I guess white. And I could just do a gray tongue. Yeah, just a gray tongue here. And I may intensify this pink just a little bit. Alright, so just a reminder, if you are watching on Instagram, the stream will only last about an hour plus. If you want to leave comments, suggestions, whatever, do that through YouTube, youtube.com/sketchaday.com. It's where I'm hanging out. Alright, little texture on the laces. Like so. And then let's just add some shadow to our supporting sketch here, just to help out. Nothing serious. Alright, so that's our first sketch. And we had a request for some sort of futuristic bike of some sort. So just remember, when in doubt, rough it out. You can break things down, create a guide for yourself, and then create a nice loose sketch on top of it. Takes away some of the pressure of getting everything right all at once. So that's what I'd recommend doing. Do a nice rough sketch, and then do your final sketch on top of it. All right. Yeah, I was thinking blue. Let's see, Nitin suggested it, but I was trying to honor Lori's request for, I think some hints of blue would be nice. Oh, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to keep it pink. Pink and yellow. I already added some gray. All right. Maybe just some lines here. Shadow. So yeah, if you're watching on Insta, come hang out on the YouTube if you want to comment. It's the place to be, so to speak. All right. So up next, we wanted some sort of futuristic bike. I don't have any reference for the bike. I'm just going to assume it's some sort of electric thing. But I'm just going to YOLO it and go for it. So one of the things I also like to say, besides when in doubt, rough it out, is light until you get it right. Lori said she would buy that shoe. Thank you, Lori. That's very kind of you. So light until you get it right. One way to do that is by using like a gray marker. So that's what I'm going to do here. Just use a gray marker technique. All right. And some sort of futuristic bike is the ask here. Now, I don't know if you want the bike to have a person on it or not, but I'm just going to start with something like this. Let's do a quick check. Yes, right on the center. It's awesome. Center here. And the reason for that is just for measuring purposes, really. So let's say, is that even a square? I guess it doesn't. No, it doesn't matter if it's a square that way. So I may start with a square here, just planning on a wheel. And then let's say the back wheel is a little bit fattier, right? Then I can start sketching something like that. I'm gonna rotate so you can kind of see what I'm doing. But again, better experience on the YouTube if you want to catch the full sketch. That's where you want to be. Thanks for joining, hanging out. Make it look like a car. Okay, interesting. All right, so now I can draw my ellipses, draw through. It gets a little messy. If you want to do an overlay, you can do that too. But contrast will also kind of pull things out and wake up your sketch, so to speak. Clarify your sketch, I should say. All right, so now I have a few ellipses here. Kind of help me out. I'm gonna offset and then inset and maybe offset again. All right, so I have my wheel. And since it's some sort of futuristic bike, now I get to think about, okay, how is someone sitting on this? You know, is this like the Akira style bike? Maybe this is the canopy that comes over. I think the request was like a Tron style bike, but those are, I don't know, I feel like they are, and then I think it was Nitin suggested make it look like a car. So I'm just kind of riffing here. I don't have a side view that I'm working off, which normally I would. Have some sort of side view to kind of help out. I guess if I had a person in this, that might help. So I'm gonna sketch a person. There's some sort of arm, hand situation. So maybe I will do an overlay. Or would this leg be kind of out like a kickstand? Almost. Perspective is a tricky thing. So it looks like a colossal mess, but I'm just planning out the scene here, right? Maybe there is an actual kickstand of some sort. It's interesting how the person actually can change the dynamic of what you're doing. In the sense that it's like, oh, okay, now I have some proportion I can work with. Maybe add some elements here. Some form things, whatever this is. All right, so I think I am gonna do an overlay of this. So I've taken my paper now, created my rough sketch. Yep, it's the dashes. Spencer at sketch-a-day.com. Oops, no O in that email. I'll type it again here. That's a typo. All right, boom. There you go. Let me delete that one. Okay. All right. So let me actually clarify and make some changes here on the back so that I don't lead myself astray. All right. So if this is a torso, pelvis down here, so leg to be a little bit lower, right? Probably need some sort of platform for your leg when riding this bike. Just change the head, shoulder, arm. Just put that back a little bit, something like that. All right, so from this mess, I can now create my final sketch. Let's see. Trying to think of a way for the wheel to show through, but also feel protected. Kind of like this idea. So I'm going to do some surface stuff here. And then I wanted to put like a light on of some sort. Maybe that feels too chunky now, but we'll see. All right, thanks, Alexander. Reminder, if you're on Instagram, I'm not paying attention to the chat there, so you're welcome to hang out and watch, but you want to be on youtube.com/sketchaday.com if you are going to be participating. All right. So I'll just start with hand here. Just get that out of the way. You know, there's some cool bikes. I just watched the movie Terminator Salvation again. Is it Salvation? The one with... I'm so terrible with names. I'm not even going to try, but... The director was McGee. That's the director's name. Anyhow, so I just watched that one again. And they have these like cool bike Terminators in the movie. Thought those were kind of cool. All right, so as I'm doing this, I'm just trying to redraw rather than trace. So I have a guide underneath that I can use, but the idea here being I'm just creating new shapes. so that this feels just as fast. Or maybe this person has some pads or something, I don't know. And then helmets. Do you even need helmets in the future? I don't know. Should they be looking at us? Should they be looking that way? So many questions. Sketch really lightly here. Just to start. Okay, now that wheel feels funny, but maybe the seat's just really low. Like Akira's bike. Have you guys seen that movie, Akira? With Tetsuo. All that good stuff. So yeah, hopefully you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Again, just using the underlay as a means of guiding my sketch. Made a mistake, but I think we'll recover, we'll live, we will rebuild 2020. I believe there was a question yesterday about working with your mistakes. So one way to do that is sketch lightly until you're ready to go. And then once you're in a place where you feel like you're confident with your design, then you put down a heavier line. That's going to help bring out those details. So even on the helmet here, face, that kind of thing, you just keep building. You don't have to draw all your lines heavy at the same time. Alright, and just kind of figure things out as you go. If you need to use reference, that's fine too. Nothing wrong with that. I kind of wish the front weren't so heavy, so let me see if I can salvage this a little bit. I don't do a lot of these as well, so I'm kind of learning with you guys. Alright, so maybe something like that. Terminator Genesis. Is that the one? I don't think it's Genesis. It was, I think it was, Nathan says, looks like a bike combined with a car of the future. I think I would, if I were doing this again, I would move the dude up just a little bit. It's just a little bit off here in terms of scale, proportion, placement, but ooh, maybe the whole helmet, like maybe the whole thing here is just glass. Not that I want to start shading this, but maybe this whole thing is just like one solid thing. So once again, if you want to figure out what materials I'm using or typically use, just hit up sketchaday.com/stuff. It has links and explanations about what I use, why I use it, and so on. All right. And if you want to participate in chats, join the YouTube. That's where you want to be. youtube.com/sketchaday.com. That's DOTCOM, by the way. Or just search for Sketchaday. That works too. Yeah, I'd probably do an overlay of this if I were serious about it and wanted to. Not even an overlay, it would probably take several overlays, honestly, but just to get it right and feeling normal. Alright, so I think we have time for one more sketch, and I'm going to do something architectural, structure, house of some sort. I was talking with a friend of mine last night, passing through town. We were talking about using a shipping container to build like a cabin or something. It's kind of been a dream of mine for some time, but came up in conversation, so I woke up this morning thinking, oh, it'd be fun to do some of those. Thanks, Alexander. It's a very rough sketch, but it's fun. Super fast. Just using a black background here to kind of help out. Especially where there's glass involved or anything like that. This is a Pilot Super Marker, in case you're wondering. It's like just insane. Like, look at that tip. Alright, super big. Super big tip on this guy. Anyhow, just a little black there to kind of help things out, help things pop. All right, so there you go, some sort of futuristic motorcycle with a weird dude. You're welcome, Rohan. Some dude on a motorcycle thing. Should I put one color on or something, just as a pop? I'm trying to decide. Nah, I won't, because then I'm going to get carried away. But, again, when in doubt, rough it out, and then figure out your final sketch on top of all that. Alright? Okay, so far we have our shoe. We kind of did the same thing. Roughed it out. Create an overlay. I'm definitely more comfortable drawing shoes than I am drawing people on motorcycles, as you can see, but rough it out and then do your overlay. Alright. Let's do some little structures. So, like I was saying, I was kind of just talking with this friend about, you know, taking like a shipping container and what that might look like or be like if you turn that into a house. And this was kind of an idea that I had a while back. I just never got to the point where I could financially make it work or otherwise. So sometimes I still enjoy doing these just for fun. I'm going to start with some thumbnails on a page. Alright. So in this case, maybe you have 2 shipping containers stacked. Right, a little bit of overhang built in there. Maybe some stilts. And depending on the terrain, right, you could have some interesting kind of interplay happening. Maybe on this side it's all glass. Alright, stuff like that. So there's one idea, super quick. And then in these sketches, this is kind of how I do people. Right, just for scale. Just a way to give you some scale as you're drawing. So yeah, I thought it'd be fun to maybe play for a little bit, get some thumbnails going, and then we'll do one final sketch. What something like this might look like. Alright, just vignette that out. Maybe this is some sort of driveway. Rocks. Maybe a chimney. I mean, if this is a cabin in the woods, I would want some sort of chimney, perhaps. Maybe a little bit of a cement breakup here in the middle. Could be kind of cool. Right, something like that. I like this kind of the idea of like if I had one of these shipping containers, just like making a part of it like all glass. I think that would be pretty rad. So that's kind of what I'm indicating here is that this is like glass. Something like that. So there's one idea, or another idea rather. Right, garage door. Again, I have no idea what the terrain is, so I'm just kind of riffing. This is like a little 2.5D perspective. Maybe something like that. Anyhow, these are like super fun. I don't know if you guys have done little dream home drawings or sketches, but super fun to kind of play with. Alright, just to block that out. Make a shirt that says Spencer Gang. We'll see. Thank you, Tabes. Much appreciated. You know, Scott, I've met him in person. Really nice guy. I've met other design like people in real life, and for lack of a better word, cover your ears, children. They were kind of dicks. So I think it's important to just be a good human, and Scott is certainly one of those people, at least in my interactions with him. So I think this song is sampling Alan Watts. I don't know if you guys know Alan Watts, but I really like his talks, discussions, all of that. So yeah, maybe this is glass, but again, you could do this all out of shipping containers. Something like this. Some clouds for effect. Alright, let's do one more. Did you buy the How to Draw book from Scott Robertson? Because he is awesome. He is pretty awesome. Thank you for joining me on Sketchaday Live. This is our final sketch. If you're watching on the Instagram, the stream will end in a few minutes, so I'm just letting you know, YouTube's the place to be. That's where I will respond to your chats, take your suggestions, all that good stuff. Yeah, I like doing the... It's interesting you call them cargo boxes, but I do quite enjoy the shipping container thing. You know, here's maybe a 3-stack that you could do. At least in this perspective or view, it makes sense to me, at least what I'm thinking. So maybe a window on the end here. Gonna break this up. Gonna have a deck. Maybe another glass portion here. I think I'm gonna have to draw this on another piece of paper, but let's see if I can do it. It's gonna be teeny tiny. Alright, so the base, something like this. I know I have a deck portion. We've got this one with an overhang, like so, and then another with an overhang. Actually, that kind of works, like so. I'm a lot messier sketcher or looser than Scott, though. I like to call it loose, but sometimes I do get messy. I'm trying to work on that. I just don't like spending tons of time on sketches, so I tend to keep them very loose. Yeah, so maybe I could do one like this. That'll be fun. Show you guys how to do this real fast. I wonder if you could cantilever without these, though. Right? I wonder if you could do that. That's where you need, like, a structural engineer to kind of help you out. Alright, let's throw some trees in. Maybe some concrete slabs. I have way too many projects going on, guys. I'm supposed to be building an outdoor studio as well, but I think I mean, if I don't start it in the next few weeks, it's just not gonna happen, so. But that's something I'm supposed to do. Anyhow, a couple thumbnails here. Can you recommend his second book? Yes, I have both. Talks about lighting, shadows, reflections, how to do all that stuff, how to handle it. It's a really great book. Scott knows his stuff, for sure. And I think he co-authored it. I just don't remember the co-author's name, unfortunately. Here's a little bit of color just to kind of help out and ground some of these things. Let's see. Looks like an experienced architect drawing. Like an architect did it? Is that what you mean? Or is that like a style of drawing? I'm just an industrial designer, at least by trade. I like to think of myself as a creative, if at all possible. That's my jam. All right, little bit of blue just to tie it all together, but super quick sketches. So now let's do kind of a tighter sketch. I'm trying to think which one I want to even do. I do a lot of these. Maybe I'll do the triple stack here. Thomas Bertling. My stool is falling apart. Sorry, guys. I have to tighten it up. If you have any recommendations on a great drawing stool, let me know. I need a stool. I don't like chairs, but I need something comfy as well. All right, let's go. So I'm going to start with, looking at this design, I'm going to look at, that's this one right here, this line right here, kind of as my leading edge on my sketch. And let's see, let's go super tall. Should I go tall? No, let's go, yeah, let's do it. I was just thinking about video and how that looks, because I have to zoom out a bit. All right, so I'm going to start with this leading edge. When I do these, my lines tend to be a bit squigglier. Squigglier, is that a word? So eye level, I'm going to keep the second level kind of at eye level here. See how crazy this gets. Perspective-wise, I mean. Actually, this kind of works. Yeah, so I think I'll go with the cantilever look, because I wasn't sure how this was going to turn out. But I am running out of space. So let's tweak this slightly. Looks like we lost our Instagrammers. Oh well. Too bad. Alright, so because I figured out the perspective kind of on the other one, on the underlay, I'm just going to come in now. Do my lines here. All right, maybe a tiny deck on this one. And then here, perhaps the same. And let's go ahead and just add for the background some trees. I live in the Alpine mountains, so to speak, the Rocky Mountains. So evergreens are all over here. All right. Just checking my thumbnail again. Looks like I had kind of a split here. I should have lined up the concrete. Actually, this actually gives me an opportunity to do something cool. So not a big deal. All right. DX Racer chairs. Okay. I'll have to write that down. It's funny, you'd think that being in my studio would be easy to find a piece of paper, but sometimes it's really hard. Okay, so tomorrow I would love to resketch some of your sketches. So do let me know if you have something you want me to take a look at. I'm guessing Alex emailed me because he asked for my email in the chat here. Alright, so there's some things I didn't figure out in the thumbnail. Placement of certain windows. So here, when I put this heavier line, this is like my way of showing just a window frame of some sort. I could also do that with just a black marker. Alright, so something like this. I love this idea of like lots of open glass on homes, especially if you're building a home, say in the wilderness or outdoors. It just feels right. This actually turned out kind of cool, so who knows, maybe I'll build this house one day. I'm going to put a little overhang in the back on this roof piece. All right, kind of hint at the inside there. Something like that. Yoga ball, chair, stool. Really good for keeping good posture. Yeah, I could think about that. AKA Ninja, my email is... I need to make a keyboard shortcut for this. There you go. Yeah, if you want to give me some constraints, that's totally fine too. So I'm trying to think of a quick, I was just thinking as I was drawing, a quick way to do this in marker. Maybe a quick way would be, for the corrugation I mean, just having like some streaky marker like that, skipping lines. Because I'm trying to create the perception of corrugation, not like represent it necessarily exactly as such. Let's see, this was a cool gray 3. So now I'll hit this with the 5. Get a little shadow going. So yeah, something like that. That actually works. And then how about the deck? If the deck were wood, what would that look like? Maybe there's wood paneling in certain spots. Stuff like that. But you could do something like this out of shipping containers for sure. Alright, so the inside of the house, or whoa, inside the structure here. Okay, I kind of have to imagine what inside might look like. So there's like some sort of ceiling. Again, maybe there's some silhouette of a person for scale. We can do stuff like that. If this is some sort of kitchen area or something, maybe just hint at it, but not do all the details. Just enough. Maybe you could put another marker with your email in the thumbnail above. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just Spencer at, and then the URL should be in the frame as well. Sketchaday.com live. Yeah, so just Spencer at sketchaday.com. Pretty simple. At least, I think it's simple. You guys let me know if I'm crazy. Crazy. All right, I'm going to wrap up here. Like I said, keep it tight. We've been going for just a little over an hour. All right, so hopefully you're liking the shorter format for these. I'm just trying to pack as much as I can in so that I can have a day, but also I'm not overwhelming you guys with too much stuff. So that's what I've been trying to do lately. In case you're wondering. Alright, so tomorrow, Friday, I kind of want to make it a fan Friday. That's why I was asking for you guys to send stuff if you want me to critique it or resketch it. Also, a possibility, if that's what you want, something I can do. I won't critique portfolios though. Plenty of YouTubers that do that, if you're interested. So yeah, hit me up, Spencer at sketchaday.com, and I will take a look at what you got. Maybe I could put another marker at the email. Yeah, I know what you mean. Not trying to argue with you or anything, just it's a great idea. Maybe this is just some wood texture here. Quick and easy. Oh yeah, Lori, carnival rides, my bad. Ferris wheel. That would be That would definitely be a first for me. I've never done one. So, as always, much appreciate the challenges you guys give me, because they are certainly interesting. Always, always interesting. Actually, I think Lori's in the Mountain West as well. So you know what the terrain is like. It's real pretty out here. If you ever get a chance to come to the Mountain West, the Rocky Mountains in Utah, I highly recommend it. Utah, Colorado, all of that. Highly, highly recommend it. Alright, let's finish up here. Man, I'm tired. Let's finish up here. I wanted these like green strips as part of the property here. That's why I was like, oh, I can use those. Utah is pretty gorgeous. It's like people don't understand. It's crazy. You'll be like in northern Utah and it looks like this, and then you go southern Utah and it looks like you're on Mars. Like it's pretty nuts. So highly recommend it if you have the chance. Come to Utah and then get some Cafe Rio. That's a little restaurant that we have here. It's pretty good. I'll say it's different is what I'll say. So I want you guys to do me a favor today. I want you to check in on a friend, okay? That's all I want. Of course, like, subscribe, all that, but it's just been weighing heavily on my mind lately how sometimes we take things for granted, you know? I had a friend lose her best friend last night. And I think I mentioned before I lost a friend as well. And so I want you guys to reach out, check in on someone, ask them how they're doing, listen, whatever it is you got to do. That's what I want you to do today. Think about someone you care about. Hit them up and let them know that you love them. Costa Vida is not better. But in all seriousness, check in on someone. I've just been hit with so many experiences recently where I'm just realizing I've taken things for granted or other people have. It's life's short, you know? Life is short. So let's check in on some peeps. That's all I want you to do today. Call a friend. Take some time to listen to them. Let them know that you love them and you're thinking about them. And be sincere about it. If you don't care, that's fine. But check in on a friend today. Do that for me. Alright, just some warm gray here. Finish out the ground. And I think I'm good. I guess I need to do the floor inside here. I will do the same wood color. If I space my marker right, then it feels kind of like yeah, feels like wood planks. Alright, so something like that. There you go. Little architectural sketch. This is a 2-point perspective. Some stuff's a little bit off. This line needs to be more vertical. Right there. This one as well. Easy enough to tweak. We can call this sketch manor or sketch lodge. Mountain retreat. All right, and as always, sign your work. Don't want anyone stealing that. Okay, so there's our sketch. Real quick, did an underlay as well for perspective. I guess today is like the underlay show because I did underlays for everything. It was just like too tight on the side. You can see I kind of opened things up on the side here a little bit. It was just a little too tight, so felt like I had to do that. I guess one more thing here, because I'm suggesting it on the inside. This is a window. So let me add that blue right through here. Boom. Now we're good. Because then it's like at least transparent. Alright. So there's our overlay. Did our planning with some thumbnails as well. Kick things off on the show with our shoe. Did our overlay. And we also had our rough bike sketch and overlay as well. Alright guys, thank you for hanging out and being part of the show. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll keep an eye out for your emails if you want me to take a look at your sketch, give you some feedback, but perhaps sketch a part of it or address perhaps some challenge. I won't be able to get to every sketch I get, but I'm hoping for about 2 to 3. So maybe 5 if those 5 are small critiques. But in any case, thank you for joining. Like I said, reach out to a friend today, check in on them, ask them how they're doing. That's all I want. But I appreciate your time, and I'll see you next time on the show. Thanks very much. Peace and love to you.